Thank you, Farmer Todd, for bringing it back to the dynamic denim duo here live on the expo floor here at reInvent 2025 in Las Vegas, Nevada. I am your host, as you've known to love, Kyle, the security person, and I am joined with AM.
Hi, I am the host that you've grown to kind of tolerate. I'm a principal developer advocate here for AWS Game Day and a host on AWS OnAir. And we have...
It's certainly not about us.
No, everything's about me. But we have a very important guest. I've been looking forward to this talk all week. Honestly,
Great.
Vikram,
Let's
please
do it.
introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. Vikram Paluchala, and I am the SVP of Engineering at Condé Nast.
Now, our astute viewers who also caught Matt's keynote might recognize you. Yeah? What was that like?
The keynote was wild.
Yeah?
And I'm glad I didn't do it on stage because that stage is intimidating, man. I walked onto it after the keynote to take photos, and I'm looking at the crowd there going, man, I'm glad I didn't do it.
Yeah,
Had to do it.
but you should recognize the name Condé Nast because we heard all about an incredible migration. What was it, 800 plus?
I would say 5 years ago when we first looked at it, yeah, if you counted all the disparate digital properties, it was an incredible number.
And for the viewers that aren't familiar with Condé Nast, let's give them like a 10 minute or 10
Good.
not a 10 minute, 10, like a 10-second like this is who we are. This is what we do.
Yeah. Let me just do that. We are a global publishing powerhouse. You would definitely know us through our brands, right? The New Yorker, Vogue. For those of you who are into music, Pitchfork.
AM and I were on the cover of Vogue once.
Yeah, were you?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
We photoshopped it and we made it through.
I'm
It's
sure.
not as cool if you have to say you're on the cover of Vogue. It's much cooler people say, I remember you from the
Fact.
cover of Vogue. But
Yeah.
Just because you do the dance doesn't mean you're actually on it too.
But we are a publishing powerhouse, multimodal content for a variety of brands. We have 22 brands, 12 global markets. Right now, we operate with 66 sites, a variety of mobile apps. We do a ton of live streaming, and stuff
So
like that.
definitely not an indie publishing company.
No.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
And you did this giant migration and transformation of how you're doing business. Let's hear about that.
Yeah, so I'll break it down into multiple layers, and maybe that's just the way of looking at this. Layers of a cake. At the very bottom, we said, look, our infrastructure was not really set up the way we would like it to support a global business that truly is one unified company. On top of that, we said, well, are the platform capabilities and services the way we want them? Well, maybe not. Had to go through a certain amount of transformation there. And finally, the rubber meets the road somewhere, right? The audiences are interacting with our products somewhere. Well, that had to go through a fair bit of transformation, quite a bit of transformation, because we went from whatever that number was, Kyle, to whatever we have at the moment, right?
Yeah.
So, needless to say, multiple stages. We went through it in phases. We didn't do it in one shot. There's absolutely no way of doing this. But all of that actually enabled us to think about the way we would address and maybe connect with our audiences for the future. It actually set us up for to be a lot more data-driven. Let's
Yeah.
just say that. Yeah.
I loved the graphic. I mean, again, it's reflective, I think, of the changing times of how people consume content.
Yeah.
The graphic where it was, 80-20 between print media
Yeah.
and digital,
Yeah.
and then, well, no, we've got to get to 20-80 for print and digital. That's honestly, I've gone to almost 100% digital for my own consuming of media content.
Yeah, and that was the goal up front. I mean, when we looked at the landscape and went, right, okay, we have these many sites. So just think about it operationally, right? It's not like we have a massive engineering team. Well, how the heck are we going to support the 800 plus properties that we inherited? Let's just say that a few of them went by the way of the dodo bird, which is good, which it really needed to. And then we said, okay, what about the rest? The rest of it they had to be unified, but it's more than just a technology transformation. The company transformed.
It is.
So we are very, very proud of what we accomplished.
We actually have someone live in the chat that was saying that they like your travel magazine.
Oh, that's great. Condé Nast Traveler, a huge shout out to them. The food stuff is great too. I mean, if you've all gone and downloaded the go download the Epicurious
Yes.
app. I promise you, it's good.
As a food motivated individual, I
Food motivated, but not. Look, I'm with like you.
Yeah.
I'm not going to cook. I don't care
No.
about what those recipes
Someone
are.
else
I just
do.
want
Yeah.
exactly.
I'm not the expert here.
no, no.
No,
he's
I'll
very
code
food
for them,
driven.
and they can cook for me.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, I know you mentioned you have 2 demos for us, so I want to make sure we get into those.
Yeah.
Did you want to share something before we
Yeah,
finish it?
let's dive into maybe one of the demos. And the demos that the first demo that I'm going to do is how we evolved our excuse me editorial workflows. One of the challenges we had with our editorial workflows was rights clearance. You created content for, and you're seeing it on the screen right now. Let's say that you created some content for Condé Nast Traveler United States. You want to syndicate that for Condé Nast UK. You want to, publish it on that site.
Right.
Well, it's more than just clicking a button that says, hey, let's go syndicate this stuff. No. The way it works is you literally have to make sure you have the rights to the asset so you can publish on Condé Nast UK.
Yes, as a consumer, I mean, I've noticed digital rights seem to be way more complex than print rights as well.
Yeah, exactly. So the thing that complicates everything is the rights, and it's the contract that we have with whoever created these assets.
Yes.
Completely manual process. Like I said, we operate in 12 different countries, and every one of those 12 had a very distinct process for rights clearance. So how did we solve it? What you're looking at here is our content planner page. And for the purposes of the demo, I'm going to pick one that says LLM validation. Now, behind the covers, there's a lot of stuff going on here, right? The technology that we put in place here is AWS API Gateway. We have Lambda functions behind it. We have Bedrock. We use Anthropic under the covers via Marketplace. So it's great. So what it allows you to do is say, hey, look, I want to syndicate this. I have 4 contributors.
Yes.
Am I able to do that or not? Now, by no means am I a rights expert. So as I walk through this and I go, I don't know exactly what it says. It's entirely possible I don't know what it says. But if you're an editor and if you had to do this on your own without the use of AI,
Yes.
man, you were looking at a contract, and that contract had a bunch of legal speak, and you would be going, yeah.
So from an application development standpoint, it sounds like you're working with a mixture of automated and human in the loop processes.
100%.
Right?
Yes.
And that can always complicate an architecture, especially when you get the human in the loop.
Yeah.
I love the use of API Gateway, love Lambda. You got me with those.
Yeah.
Bedrock, love it too. That's
Yeah. I
it's
mean,
exciting.
You're tugging on his heartstrings there.
Yes. But we did this in partnership with AWS because we realized about, say, maybe 18 months ago, if we needed to have a different monetization strategy for our content, we had to be confident in what our rights look like.
Yes.
So this is kind of an example of that. So basically, this is a demo that says, look, I am going to syndicate this thing called LLM validation, whatever that is. Condé Nast Traveler US created it. The rest of it is not important. What is important is looking at the contributors.
Oh.
So contributors are the folks who have provided assets that you have put into this article.
Maybe a photographer.
Yeah, they're all pretty much photographer. In fact, if you look at them, Getty is the one that maybe does, I'm going to say non-commission work. The remaining are commission work. Commission work meaning Condé Nast has partnered with them or has commissioned them to produce it. Getty Images, everybody knows.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so let's say that we say, great, I want to syndicate this. Fantastic. Hopefully the internet works. It does.
You never know. We are live.
Hey, I've seen stuff happen, which is why I have something else recorded as well.
Perfect.
But we say, okay, I want to syndicate it to Condé Nast Traveler UK. I want it as part of the December edition. At this point, it is trying to figure out, do you have the rights to do it?
Okay.
So not only is it thinking, do you have the rights to do the syndication, but at every contributor, do you have the rights for the specific time frame that you're interested in syndicating this? Because what you're saying is, look, I want to syndicate this starting December 2025 into perpetuity.
Okay.
So the rights literally have to span the duration of that content being live.
So can I ask real quick?
Yeah.
the model, like you've got a model behind here,
Yes.
evaluating.
Yes.
That model then has access to the contract.
Yes.
Maybe through RAG,
Yes.
something like that.
Yep.
And then it's making decisions that you then have a human go look at.
Exactly. And we never take the human out of the loop.
Right.
Because ultimately the human determines, can we do this? Now,
Right.
the piece that I want to highlight is we went from a weeks-long effort to now being able to do it, as you can see
Yes.
in the demo. So it's literally, you snap your fingers and it's there. Let's pick Getty as an example. There we go. My apologies. I am going to.
We are live.
We are live, and unfortunately, my LLM does not seem to be behaving. And if it fails again, I promise you I will move to the other demo.
That's okay. That's okay. We love to see it live. We love to see things fail because we like to see the recovery too.
The recovery would be me going, I don't know what happened.
Well, and as you're stepping through this, I mean, AM and I throughout our careers have probably needed to look up some legal stuff as we're going about doing our just day job.
Yeah.
And sometimes you are reaching out to 4 or 5 different individuals. And again, we've been talking about efficiency and time to be able to do whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish in an effective time frame instead of waiting. Like, I get to be an adult and be impatient now because of all the effectiveness that we're creating.
It looks like you did get some info.
I did get some stuff back, yes. So we can go back to the live feed, and there we go. So for Getty Images, it's saying, look, you have premium access. You could do whatever you want with it. The contract is actually signed, right? The component is available for reuse for the duration that we were talking about. It's available from, whenever that is. I'm forgetting. Actually, it's available starting at the end of the year into perpetuity. That's great, right?
That's a long time.
That's a long time. The only thing, and here's the best part, the only thing that you got to do is you got to credit Getty and the photographer. That's it.
Got it.
That allows us to now take these rights and take this asset that this contributor has provided and run with it.
So weeks down to almost
seconds.
minutes.
I mean,
Seconds.
even with the little a bump in functionality, thanks internet.
Yeah.
But that took a lot less time.
Yeah.
In weeks? Yeah.
Than
Yeah.
weeks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Time
absolutely.
is a construct.
Yeah, exactly. And you can look at some of the other ones. Maybe I'll look at one other one because just for this.
Because we can.
Yeah, because we can. So now it says, look, this work order is unsigned. So anything that this guy, LLM1, is going to create or has created, you do not have the rights because I haven't signed the contract. Yeah, exactly. So you don't have to sit here and wait. You don't have to worry about, is my contract signed? Who in business affairs, which is our legal team reviewing rights, when are they going to get to it? This is great.
For me, too, this is exactly like an AI workload that resonates because this is work that nobody wants to do.
No.
This is not valuable work to have to do. But it's necessary work. Right?
Yeah.
So, like, speeding that up, almost eliminating it in some ways, and giving the human who's going to make that decision a faster way to make that decision. That's exactly what we should be using this for.
Yeah, exactly. So we kept the human in the loop. We're not using the human to create content. We do use AI we use the human to create content. We don't use AI to create content.
Right.
But we use AI for enabling the humans here.
Yes.
But I think this also addresses something that sometimes you want to be the first to publish particular content, and this is helping accelerate that.
Get to publish faster.
Yeah, 100%.
So we got 2 minutes, Vikram. I know you had 2 demos.
Yeah.
I want to make sure we see the second, or as much as we can.
All right, so let's dive into this one. This one, and I'll set the context in 10 seconds, and we'll go.
Perfect.
Okay.
Just do it.
So all of our 66 sites now are instrumented. So we do data collection, we do data acquisition. You're a consumer, you're hitting our sites. We capture all of that. Of course, we have your consent. We then are able to put metrics together. Now, our sites have multiple revenue streams. So what that means is, hey, look, I can do subscriptions for the New Yorker, I could do subscriptions for the Wired, so on and so forth.
Your audience up here, by the way.
Exactly.
I love both of those.
Yeah, exactly. But let's keep this, the thing in mind is, as you're thinking about analytics, how is the site doing?
Right.
This is where we partnered with Databricks to say, hey, look, guys, let's chuck this all into the lakehouse. Let's put Genies, their text-to-SQL solution, on top of our data sets, And let's drive some insights. First insight that I'm going to talk about is, hey, can you tell me how my 2 subscription brands are doing, right? So
Yes.
in this case, it's saying, hey, look, year over year, you could see that the New Yorker is doing well. It's actually above target. And of course, these are numbers,
Fictional targets.
fictional targets and fictional numbers that kind of duplicate, mirror the actual performance. But wide performance is what it is. And then it gives me a summary of, hey, look, this is how it's now telling me New Yorker is doing well, but Wired is showing the strongest growth, right? And of course, you don't, you can see the numbers, and if I actually scrolled up, you could see all the numbers that the agent is actually generating for us. So this is actually using MCP servers to talk to the data sets. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Right? So the next question we want to ask is, okay, great. So now let me just scroll up so I know what I'm talking
And
about.
by the way, because we like you so much, we got an extra minute.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
Right. So now it's saying, okay, tell me what is driving Wired's year-to-year, year-over-year growth.
Yes.
Okay, great. So now it's spinning up the numbers. Now, it's looking at this through the lens of, hey, I served up so many barriers, right? The unique page views literally says, these are the number of unique visitors hitting us. How many of those were presented with the barrier, and how many of those converted?
Right.
Okay, that is what that is actually telling you. So again, it now starts to provide us with insight. I'm going to rush through only because we are really up against time. The next question that I want to ask is, analyze traffic channel mix and traffic conversion rates.
Okay.
Now, these are questions that a decision maker in the company would be asking, a CEO would be asking.
Yes.
Hey, you can use natural language to go and talk to our data sets. And this is not done by accident. It's done deliberately by design. So anyway.
It's making everybody's job easier.
Yeah,
All
exactly.
the way to the top.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Vikram, I could talk to you all day, but I have to wrap up here because we've got a really exciting thing coming up. Peter DeSantis, Dave Brown, you better stick to this stream because they're about to keynote right here. Thank you so much, Vikram.
Thank you for having me.